Finally. Such a gorgeous day. Wonder if anyone will join me on my walk. Don't know why I'm speaking like that. That's crazy. Depending on whether someone joins me or not, I might actually take everyone to another beach down here that they may not know about. Well, they don't know about. But it'll depend. If someone joins me by the time I get to the end of this little bit of the street, we'll turn right and we'll take them down to see Red Ochre Beach. But if nobody joins me by the time I'm at the bottom, someone's joined me. Hello, good morning. Good morning, person. Hopefully you're a chatter, because if you are, you get to decide. Do you want to see the usual beach we go to for beach therapy? Or would you like to go to Red Ochre Beach? Hi, Kylie. Yes, it's coffee time, isn't it? Kylie, you get to choose. Do you want to go to the usual beach, or do you want me to take you to a new beach? Because I keep forgetting to show you guys that there's a second beach. And at this intersection, if we want to check out Red Ochre, I'm going to turn right. And I'm going to let you choose. Well, you're making coffee, so you may not. I'll just stand here and see if you have a... It's only you and me right now, which is kind of cool. So, yeah, straight ahead is the usual beach we go down to, Park Beach. It's such a gorgeous morning. It's really warm. It's 22, which people go, oh, it's not warm, but it is for Tassie. Wherever the wind takes you. There's no wind. There's a bus. Wherever the bus takes us. Why don't we go to Red Ochre? Go this way. There's a really cute little track I can take everyone down. Oh, there's a dude. Dudes, people down here don't like being filmed. I was watching another Australian who goes live and just goes up to people and shoves his camera in their faces and they chat to him, and I'm like, that's so brave. I couldn't do that. I'm all about respecting privacy. So you can probably see, although you're making coffee at the moment, cuz, but it's very beachy where I live. As well, no kidding. Looks a bit flat, warm here in Brisbane. Yep, feels like summer's on its way, doesn't it? Container. Someone might end up living in that. It's just you and me, Kylie. It's kind of cool. Did you get any trick-or-treaters last night? The Bread Channel. I don't know the Bread Channel. No, it wasn't the Bread Channel. Never heard of the Bread Channel. What do they do? Talk about bread. How's my pussy? She's sulking because I've gone out for a walk. I get the death look. She's like, are you going out again? And I'm like, hell yeah. Afraid so, kiddo. But she's not the little shy, chilled out unit I thought she was. She's bolshy, man. She's a bitch. She's attacked me a few times now. So we can go two ways. One way is to go down there. There's a little bush track that basically goes down to Park Beach, and then we can keep going around to Red Ochre, or we can keep doing the suburbs. Not the suburbs, I mean, it's a very coastal suburb, as you can see. Well, not suburb, village. Well, there's two people. I tried to put a harness on her yesterday, and because she can jump up on the railing on my deck, so I thought, oh, well, harness might do the trick. And she bit the crap out of me. So, yeah. She also jumped out of it. It was insane, like in one leap out of it. Needs probably a slightly more stable harness than the one a friend of mine loaned me. So we've got two options. We can go the bush track, or we can keep walking through where I live, and you can check out little beach shacks and cute little houses and stuff. Person number 2 came and left. They're like, boring. You're going to say whichever way the wind blows, aren't you? Might go this way. Yeah, she's great. I love cats with attitude too. And I mean, the reason I got a tabby was because I actually wanted a dog. And everyone's like, yeah, but you got a cat. I'm like, yeah, but I got a dog cat. Because tabbies, I've had a tabby before, but not for like a decade. But Oliver lived to be 16, and he was born on Russell Crowe's birthday. So I always just thought he had attitude, as anyone born on the 7th of April would. But no, it's the tabbies. I'll show you some cute little houses. See? There's not a lot of ostentatious houses here. There's lots of gorgeous, like, 50s and 60s vertical board, old-fashioned beach shacks. Everyone in town, not everyone. But see down there, like, just gorgeous shacks. Everyone's got 3/4 of an acre. We've all got really big blocks. Yeah, not everyone has a shack, but it's very common in Tassie for families to have a shack, and quite often they're only, sometimes half an hour. Like where I am is 35 minutes out of Hobart. But growing up, coming down here, we thought it was, a million miles away. But this area has really taken off. When I bought down here, there was a for sale sign on every second house, and I was like, well, that's where I need to buy. And sure enough, it's now so popular that places don't even... Here's a little Doorapara. It's a random house. Looks like it's got asbestos palings on it. You could put something pretty cute on that block. Hey, check out the car up there. Oh, you can't really see it. Look at it. I love old cars. So cool. Yeah, it is pretty green. We don't get a lot of rain. I'm on tank, and I've had to buy water in the middle of winter here. And everyone thinks Tassie's wet because Melbourne is. But Hobart is the second driest capital in Australia after Adelaide. And nobody knows, nobody knows, not that it matters, but people just think Tassie's always wet and cold. And it gets cold, but we always have not always, but nearly always, have blue sky and the sun shining even in the middle of winter. Check out this view. I'll zoom in a bit. So that straight ahead is 7 Mile Beach, and where all the pine trees are, and it's 7 miles long. But when you fly into Hobart, you fly in sometimes over that beach, and people freak out because the plane gets really close to the water because the runway goes right up to the beach. But it's a pretty nice view. Hey, girly gamer. Just got to get my keyboard keeps popping up. You like old cars too? I love them, Kylie. And Tassie, there's so many of them. Because they don't get a lot of, you don't clock up a lot of Ks on cars. Like I've got a 10-year-old Suzuki Swift, and it's got 64,000 Ks on it. And my work car, which I've had for 18 months, has got over 200,000 Ks on it. And I'm great, thank you, girly gamer. How are you doing? Well, you're working. You don't have to answer my questions. See, that's a nice little modern beach house, but they kind of build them to sort of, suit the beachy theme. Like my place is 5 years old. I built it. Well, I didn't build it myself. A builder built it 5.5 years ago. But it's quite respectful of the area. Just really gorgeous little vertical board shacks, and life's pretty like it's lush down here. Life's simple down here. We don't have big flashy homes, big flashy cars. There's a couple of properties that are being built that are big, but they're still kind of going along. Oh, this one's gorgeous. It's just really lovely. It's such a down-to-earth place too. I love it. Everyone down here, the community's just ace. Okay, here's one that's being built. But it's not huge, they're not, considering we've got 3/4 of an acre each down here. There's nothing more beachy than a caravan, is there, really? There's another block, if someone wants to buy that block. But you can see, there's a lot of land. We all got a lot of land. And considering we've all got a lot of land, it's quite remarkable how people don't build these monster houses. Integrity of the place. I mean, this is a 2-story place, and there's not many 2-story places. There's a cute puppy, though. Good morning. Hey, Papa. There's not many 2-story places at all. Here's a block that's for sale, and I love this shack on the other side of the fence. Check out the colour and the 60s, 50s, 60s, the pitched roof. There's a lot of those kind of houses around, and I just love them. Love them. Carrie, hello. Well, welcome. Welcome to my channel. We're in Tasmania. I live on a beautiful surf beach and about 35, 40 minutes out of Hobart. Whereabouts are you? And we go for beach walks from time to time down to the beach where I live. But I thought I would show you guys another beach. Now, I don't normally use this track, so this may not be, we may not get beach access from here. But I'm taking you to a beach, which, as you can tell, because I've walked from my house, is on the other side. There's a bluff. So when you've been on my beach walks with me, looks like we've got a little track going down. Awesome. When you've been on my beach walks, we often walk towards a bluff. New York. Well, hello, Kerry. Oh, that's awesome too, girly gamer. You're getting an environmentally friendly car. That's awesome. Kylie, yeah, I do know. I'm really close to my next door neighbour, but I know nearly everyone in my street. There's only 10 houses in my street. But my neighbour Jude, who's directly next door to me, like our houses are side by side, and like I said, we've got 3/4 of an acre, so we're, there's distance between our houses. We're really close. Then there's Colleen and her family behind me. We're close. She came down the other day with a bunch of flowers to welcome Biscuit, which was super cute. And then Paul and Josie, they're near me as well, and they've got the puppy Sabra. Some of you might have seen me last time I was on the beach. I bumped into Paul, and he had this gorgeous little American bulldog or French bulldog. And I know quite a few people in the area. I had dinner last night with friends of mine that live up the other end of Carlton Park Beach. So, yeah. You love the beach. Well, come on, Kerry, let's go down. Let's go down. I'll just zoom. Oh, I didn't mention that. Hello, everyone. Flick that round. Trying to zoom back out. Okay, so D90, you can't sleep. Well, let's go down on the beach and hopefully the sound of the waves lapping on the shore. It's a very calm day here today. And I'm taking you to a new beach, D90. So just got to keep an eye on this track because it's kind of perilous, and I fell over the other day. I'm really good at falling over now. So we're going to Red Ochre Beach, which is when we walk on my beach. When we walk on the big beach where I live, Carlton Park, and we walk towards the bluff, just imagine we've walked over the bluff and we're now on the beach on the other side because I'm so spoiled. I've got 2 really beautiful beaches in walking distance of each other. Oh, God, look at this. Okay. I'm going to have to put you guys down, I think, because it looks like a step, but I don't know if it is. I'm going to put you down. Hello, Mem. How are you, big God, gorgeous with a capital G? Right back at you being there, beautiful with a capital B. I'm just going to put you down on this thing because I think I could easily fall. Oh, shit, I've lost my sunnies. If that's a step, we're all good. It's not a step. Okay. I'm sliding down on my ass and hopefully won't land on my sunnies. Right, we're down. Oh, sorry, that might have made you feel sick. So this beach is very different to... that was so unladylike. I've got really short shorts on. It's like, thankfully nobody saw me flashing my fanola. So this beautiful beach is very different to my beach because, well, the beach where I live, because I'm on a surf beach. This is a really sheltered beach. So straight ahead there's the bluff. Lucky you're not drunk. Yeah, I know, right? See over there? Look at this. See that track? It's civilized. There are steps. That's where I should have gone. What I love about this beach, though, it's 22 at the moment being there. It's going to get up to 29. So, yeah, for Tassie, that's hot, as you would know. So there's the bluff. And when we're on Park Beach and we're walking towards the bluff on the other side, where the surfers are, they surf off the rocks near the bluff. So we've basically leapfrogged over the bluff and we're now here at Red Ochre. And this is a completely different beach. This beach is beautiful for many reasons. One is it's got heaps of boathouses, which I love. Standing next to a couple right here. And I'm going to show you the boathouses as we walk along. I'm just watching. There's a girl coming towards me with a couple of dogs. So I don't want to go anywhere just yet. I'm going to let her go past. And then you've got these small islands. Yeah, heat wave, exactly. So there's these small islands, which as a result of them, this is a really sheltered cove. So you can either go out to my beach, be hardcore, go surfing. It's more of an extreme beach in terms of waves and stuff. But a lot of families come here because it's so sheltered. And it's a really popular beach too for paddle boarders, which suits me because they give me the shits. Paddle boarding, kayaking, that kind of stuff. And then over there, that's Mount Wellington. No, I thought we'd come to I wanted you to see my other beach that I could walk to from my house being there. I've been meaning to bring you to Red Ochre for ages. How you doing? Hi, puppies. So that's Mount Wellington over there. For those of you who know a bit about Tasmania, Mount Wellington is the mountain that Hobart is nestled at the base of. So there's the mountain. And then this beach, which we were chatting about before, this is 7 Mile Beach. It's where all the pines are. There's pine trees that run the whole way along, so it is 7 miles long. It doesn't go much further past that point. it just ends up being like a little peninsula with amazing sand dunes on the other side. So when I drive into my place every night when I come home from town, I get to see these incredible sand dunes that just take my breath away. So yeah, this is a more sheltered beach, Mem, and it's a much smaller beach too. Red Ochre is not a huge beach, but we're going to go for a walk up to the end. Look at the boathouses. I love them. This one here is quite nifty, like it's in good condition. A lot of them are this more sort of corrugated iron structure. Yes, when we leave, I'll be going up on those steps. And if I've still got enough battery, what am I on? 59, okay. So let's walk, and if we've got time, I'll take you round the bluff so you can sort of get your bearings to how close the two beaches are. But basically, that bluff there on the other side is where I usually take you guys for a walk. But let's go for a stroll. I'll just chuck my thongs off with flip-flops, as you Americans say. I'm not removing my G-string. Thongs for us are what we wear on our feet. Flip-flops. So I walk with the camera on the boathouses because I just love them. You can't live in these. Obviously, they're purely for boats and kayaks and so on. But a lot of people down here that own shacks would have a boathouse as well. So you don't have to constantly drag all your not surfboards probably, but windsurfers, kayak surfing gear, dinghies, kayaks. You basically get to keep them down here on the beach. And I love them. I'm obsessed with beaches that have boathouses. And down my way, the boathouses are pretty rough. Pretty slapdash, thrown together, bit of timber, bit of corrugated. I mean, that one's fancy. It's got a deck. See that one there? Sealy. I know some Sealies. I wonder if that's I should ask them. I could keep my boards down here. Obviously, they're locked. Some of them aren't. Most of them are. Because you don't want your kayaks nicked, And there's there's a place called Cornelian Bay. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get round. It's high tide. I wanted to go and check out this house. I'm going to zoom in on it. If you want to see my favourite, it's 22 in Brisbane. See, and it's 22 in Tassie. Is this the beach my sister-in-law took me to where the plane's coming to the airport? Correct. That's 7 Mile Beach. That is, ma'am, over there where the pine trees are. And, yeah, so many people flying into Hobart. They're like, I thought the plane was going to land on the water. If a plane comes in, and we do have a lot of planes coming in because heading into summer, I mean, Tassie's a massive tourism island all year round, but summer is cray-cray and there's a lot of planes. So I'll keep an eye out for a plane and we'll be able to check it out, either taking off or coming in to land. And there's a little tiny, I think they've removed it now, but there used to be a tiny plane that had landed in the water. No one drowned or anything. It landed really shallow, but they just couldn't be fucked getting the plane out of the ocean for a long time, or they just didn't have the equipment or whatever. And so you used to fly in and see this plane underwater. It's like, oh, that's encouraging. You're moving into a boathouse. You recognise it. Good work, ma'am. It's pretty gorgeous. I love boathouses too. I thought that was a seal, but it's just a rock, I think. It's too warm here for seals now. But yeah, it's high tide, so I'm not going to be able to go round. But that's okay, because what we can do is just check out a few more little daggy beach boat sheds. Cornelian Bay, though, which is near Hobart, they've got these boat houses that are so beautiful, and they've all been renovated. You can't live in them. Apparently some people do. But they're like little tiny houses out over the water, and they sold for $400,000. They come with a mooring as well, and the mooring I think is worth about $50,000 alone. This one up here, art studio. So someone probably just opens up those doors and has all their art materials and just sits there painting this. And why wouldn't you? And I don't know, I'm hoping you can hear the waves lapping because they just sound beautiful, soothing. All those years of geography paid off. So do you know what a tour is? And yeah, the boathouses go right around. I mean, well, if I take you to Cornelian Bay one day, you'll get to see high-end boathouses. But I like these ones because they, they look like they were built by Stormboy or his dad. There's a bit of graffiti, but is Dick enough? I don't know what that says. But it's even quite funky graffiti. And I love all the old, battered, distressed timbers. This one, they're just gorgeous. And there's a very fancy new one. That belongs to someone with some coin. They've built a... Oh, my God, the water. Yeah, it's not quite... I went in the other day without a wetsuit on and I was like, yeah, you might want to not do that again. The water, it'll take a little while. But in summer, the water here can get up to 24 degrees. At this particular, not this beach, not Red Ochre. Oh, actually, I've never swum in here in summer because there's too many people with kids and I like the surf. But I imagine it would be the same. But round the corner at Park Beach, because it's a shallow beach, the water can get up to 24. 17 to 24 is the range of the temperature of the water in summer. Well, over 20. It gets really warm for Tasmania. It's the warmest beach in Tassie. And yeah, there's a lot of shacks. A Colorbond shack, that one. But I wanted to go, next time we come when it's low tide, there's a house up there which basically sums up my personality. And I can't tell if you guys can see it or not. It's kind of a greeny blue. It's a 50s, 60s construction. It's up on the hill. There's a little house down on the beach and it's directly up behind it, slightly to the left. That's my kind of... I mean, basically that's the style of my house, but mine's timber. But I love that kind of design. 7 Mile. I'll keep an eye out for planes. What is it? It's about 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. So let's walk back this way. Ow! Fuck! I just stubbed my toe, man. I just turned around and slammed my foot into a rock. That was pleasant. And you know what's really funny? I did that on the beach the other night when I went for a walk with my friend Donna. And I stubbed my other toe. I was in the water paddling and there's not a lot of rocks at Carlton Park Beach in the water like this sort of shit. We don't have much of that around the corner. There's one and I found it. Look at this one. Like the more broken and rusty and ramshackle, the more I like it. Oh, you're super sleepy. That's great. I bore people to tears. I bore people so much they can go to sleep. This is a community service, people. Insomniacs, come hither and I will sort you out in a... How long have we been going for? Yeah, it took me 39 minutes to put someone to sleep. 29 minutes. Yeah, my tetanus is up to date. One of the benefits of being really clumsy and accident prone is I get a lot of tetanus shots. Little dinghy just there. It's just beautiful, isn't it? There's nothing better than the beach. Although, you know, a mate of mine is a mountain guide and he loves being above sea level, whereas I love being at sea level. And then there's people that love being below ground too, below sea level. But I'm definitely the beach person, which I think you kind of already know. Because I take you for walks along beaches. I live at the beach. And look at this. If we were in Japan, I'd be taking that home with me for breakfast. Little sea anemone. You can't. Always the nurse. I've missed you, man. I'm so glad you got to hear the interview on ABC. That links up for a week about Biscuit. Biscuit, when I played it back to my niece Jemima last night, who hadn't been, she doesn't use Chrome. And if you don't use Chrome on the ABC website, you can't get the timestamps. So she started listening and she couldn't fast forward. And she's like, I'm not listening to this for 2 hours just to hear Tori for 5 minutes. So I played it to her last night and Biscuit knew. I was talking about her. She was all proud and Maya was here. Maya was here. I was just picking up my thongs, my flip-flops. Kevin McTurd, who is that? Well, that furry little sociopath. I couldn't stop laughing. So Susan, my friend Susan, is the mother of a cat called, well, she's the human. I don't like calling myself a cat mum, and she's not either. She's the human for a cat called Kevin McTurd, who has a Facebook page. Please, everyone, if you want to follow a cat with attitude and a total asshole, but also hilarious, follow Kevin McTurd. You'll see it. It's a picture of a cat. Says he's a politician. Bit of a media celebrity in Tassie because his human is high profile. Look at that beautiful. I love seaweed too. Look at the colour of the seaweed. And it's not stinky seaweed. We don't get a lot of seaweed around the corner, so this is kind of cool. Some kelp. I've cooked with kelp. I just love it. I love the colours. It doesn't look real. Beautiful. Some people hate seaweed. I love it. Plants of the ocean. How can you not love them? Look at them. The way they get all sort of shiny in the morning sun and beautiful. Yeah, so Helen, who interviewed me, I know her quite well, and there's another announcer at the ABC, Louise Saunders, who's Kevin McTurd's biggest fan, and she's had, I mean, I've been interviewed about all kinds of stuff, and somehow Kevin McTurd always gets mentioned. And he hears his name on the radio too, so he got very shitty. If you go onto his page, you'll see him sulking because I'm his godmother, god monster, and hey, look, I'm going to be an adult and not go cross-country. I'm going to use the steps, and we'll keep walking, and I'll take you around to the beach you're familiar with, and we'll walk along to my beach track, and then I'll sign off because you don't need to hear me gasping as I go up through the sand dunes. And trust me, yes, I am unfit, but even friends of mine who are super fit gasp for air. Look at that, though. I mean, I love graffiti, but don't graffiti a rock, even though that's quite cool. But, yeah, we don't have a lot of graffiti in Tassie. So this is the Spectacle Islands Nature Reserve, which is kind of cool. So the protected birds are crested terns, pied oystercatcher, shearwater, and Pacific gull. Help protect these birds by not visiting the islands during breeding season. Enjoy viewing the birds from your boat. So these are the two little islands out here. That's the idea being there. I want you to feel like you're walking with me. Got 7 people watching, 1 person chatting, but that's okay. It's one of my favourite persons. I've never tried to walk around the bluff on the rocks. I'm not going to do it today. Hey, look at this. Someone's done a mosaic. I mean, there's a bit of bird shit, but of a Pacific gull or a seagull. That's kind of cool. See, I'm down for that shit. Not so much this shit. I mean, if that said something really cool like chill or peace or smile or something positive, but I can't, it just looks like a tag to me. Whereas that's kind of creative and funky. Barry is protected. Let's go around to Park Beach. See, there's a little track that goes down that way, which takes you down to those boat sheds. And then there's the bluff. But although this is really calm on this side, as you know, the other side, it's surfs up. And at some point, the rocks are going to get pretty treacherous. If I had proper shoes on, I'd do it. But I'm not wearing ideal shoes for fast scrambling over rocks. So we'll go back this way. And, oh, look, here's another one. Nice. Although someone's chiseled some of it off. Of course I have. God, people suck. Someone's taken the effort to do that. And there's all these cute little touches like that all over the place. Down here, there's a lot of mosaics like surfboards on bus shelters, and there's just cute little beachy things everywhere. But of course somebody had to breakfast time at the zoo. How many kiddos have you got, Carly? Down there's a little it's kind of an unofficial camp spot. And there's it looks like rubbish, but there's actually a little fire pit down there. That's one thing that's cool about Tassie. We have got quite a few beaches where you can still camp or pull up in your van, but obviously there's fire restrictions and stuff. But a lot of people come down here to, drive around the island because they can just pull up it. Finish your sentence, Tori. Beaches. So this road is the Bluff Road. So that drives like in a circle around the bluff, and the bluff is where, the bluff is where all the fancy houses are. And so here's a little sign here for Blue Lagoon Beach and Red Ochre Beach. And I can't tell which is which. I think the one we're on is Red Ochre, and the next one over is Blue Lagoon, but it could be the other way around. Yeah, we were in high fire danger the other day. It was really hot and also really windy, and there was a lot of smoke. But Tassie's kind of high fire danger for all of summer. So here's another reserve, the Parnella Reserve. There's heaps of reserves. Even my neighbours behind me, they own basically the land on the other side of the road, the whole lot, and they've kind of made it like a reserve. So it's like a privately owned reserve for public use, and they've put a couple of benches, and we're just crossing over. We've got roadworks happening down here in my little coastal town. That's progress. But yeah, we're kind of in high fire danger all summer, Mem. A lot of people have got gas barbecues and also maybe a charcoal. That's cute. Charcoal barbecue that they can't use in summer, so they have to get a gas or an electric one as well. It's kids getting ready to go to school. I mean, I grew up on a beach, very similar, kind of small, coastal, about 20 minutes south of Hobart, in the other direction. And I've got to say, there really isn't a cooler childhood. Now, this place is for sale if anyone wants to move in. Look at it. It's pretty cool. You've got the original vertical board shack and they've gone up. Big entertaining area, undercover. Looks like they've got a wicked hammock up there. Someone buy it, move in. I'm going to cross the road because look, they're putting in footpaths, proper ones. When I bought down here, my street was a dirt track, and they've you kind of go up that way to go up to my place. They've sealed it, which sucks because I liked having a little dirt road. But we'll cross over. I saw the damage caused by the last, on the way to Port Arthur, and I live at the top of the Tasman Peninsula, so where I am, Mem, is where the fire started, but luckily not luckily, I mean, I wish they hadn't happened at all, but it was actually a firestorm. So does this beach look familiar? Maybe not yet, but it will soon. So see how close I am, like the two beaches, or three beaches, because, you've got Red Ochre and Blue Lagoon, the other side. And now we're heading down to Carlton Park Beach, the park end. Check this house out. Like, they're pretty much, there's the beach. They're pretty much on the beach, almost. There's a car park in front, that's it. Like serious real estate. So house prices. So something like this, because of it where it's situated, and this was only bought last year. This used to be an art gallery and home of a Tasmanian artist. But you'd probably, I think that she had mosaics everywhere. I think they're gradually chipping all of that off, or they've kept that little bit as a feature. But I think this property was probably around the 800,000, but that is not typical for this area at all. Roughly, I'd say the average house price would be about 400,000 now, with a 3/4 acre block. 5.5 years ago, when I bought down here, you could buy a house on the sand dunes for 400,000. Now you'd be paying between $600 and $1 million, I reckon, 600 and $1 million. But they're pretty low key little houses, and sort of pretty much beach shacky kind of places. I need an escape plan. For what, man? I don't know what I was talking about. So we'll just come up here and give you a quick lesson on the Surfers Code for those of you who don't know it. Look, kindness matters. Tell everyone that on YouTube. Tassie Nanas. Have to find out who they are. So the Surfers Code. Give respect to gain respect. So you've got the right-of-way. The furthest inside, closest to the peak, has the right-of-way. Do not drop in or snake. Paddling out, paddle wide. Caught inside, stay in the whitewater. Remember to communicate. First to feet on the wave. Call, communicate left or right. Always surf within your ability. No big waves until ready. Take off with commitment. Paddle hard. Danger. Do not let go of your board. It's a danger to others. And here's a little thing about my beach. Well, my beach, the beach where I live. Park Beach. Haven't shown you this before, even though we've walked along here a lot. So it's got some information like about the dunes, that we have echidnas, bettongs, bandicoots, wallabies. They all live in the dunes, and snakes. I haven't seen a snake though. The Aboriginal people of the Oyster Bay tribe were the original custodians of this area. They meet here to gather for food items such as short-tailed shearwaters, yolla, seals, swan eggs, and seafood. And all of these dunes are protected. And we all just love being down here. Everyone just hangs out together, respecting the original owners, but also there's no surf, but there's 3 boys out there and 1 down there. Optimistic. There's absolutely no surf. It's as calm as it was around the corner. So there's the bluff. What do we do? Jumped over. Oh, fires. Real estate is still relatively cheap, but it's kind of, the locals are a little bit outpriced. I mean, this area, just to give you an idea, my builder bought the block of land my house is on for 75,000 or 70,000. It was, I think it was on the market for 95,000, 3/4 of an acre, right? And my place is just up on the hill, like it's a 5-minute walk to the beach, as you know. And I wanted to partly be up on the hill because, you know, climate change, erosion, sand dunes. Apparently, friends of mine that did buy a house in the dunes, I reckon they've got 80 years before their house ends up in the water. Not bad. So yeah, there's the bluff that we leapfrogged. It is Barry's home. I love this beach too. But these kids are checking me out because I'm filming. See, adults don't like it. So you look up here, this is one of my favourite houses. Check out that kind of deco observatory style home just here. Like, oh my God, look at it. And, you know, full glass. It would just be absolutely drowning in sunshine, although the sun comes up down there. My place cops full sun in the morning. Biscuit hopefully will be, although the sun's behind a cloud at the moment, but Biscuit will hopefully be just in a sunny spot. And then this house next door, which is like I was talking about earlier, some people have built big houses, but it kind of blends into the dunes and it's really funky. Like, that's basically one gigantic open living space with a little outdoor barbecue area on the left, and then there's a bedroom upstairs, but and the kitchen's downstairs. But the furniture in that place, it's not like you can see in from the street. It's not high-end, fancy, expensive furniture. It's like all their leftover couches and stuff from their house that have probably been in a garage for 10 years, you know what I mean? So even the bigger houses are not pretentious. Here's Barry for you, men. Barry. There he goes. It's like, I'm not fucking hanging around. Baz is gone. He's gone right down the end. That's a big fuck you from Bazza. I mean, that might have been Shazza. She does like to play hard to get. There's quite a few folks on the beach too, so I'll have to be a bit discreet as we get closer. I think that kid that loves the camera just caught a wave. He's probably, I mean, look at the size of the wave. Bless. Bless, we'll catch him. He'll feel proud. You're on YouTube, kid. Oh, that was it. I can't tell if he's enjoying it or he just told me to fuck off. I think he just told me to fuck off. That was nice. Kids. Aren't they delightful? So is anyone Barry, you rude bugger? Exactly. Bazzy, stop it. I know. Baz is an arsehole. I think that kid genuinely, legitimately told me to go fuck myself. I told you, they don't like, I mean, everyone down here is really happy, but you put a camera in their face? Yeah. Morning. See, like those people, I just respected them and put the camera back. Tasmanians are not into having cameras shoved in our faces. And I was chatting on the start of this walk about an Aussie channel that I was watching where the guy films everyone that he's chatting to. And they're all like, oh yeah, how you doing, mate? Chatting away. And it's like, do it down here. People, I mean, they're not going to get violent. I mean, the kid on the board might have given me the bird. But they're not going to get violent. They just don't like it. We just don't like it. We're not as, you know, like the whole selfie culture. I just don't have friends who post selfies of themselves on Facebook every day like other places seem to. And, you know, down here, if people are taking selfies or walking around with a selfie stick like I am right now, we generally think they're tourists. And that's another reason I think A lot of people down here, they don't know that I live here. They're like, oh, fucking tourist with a selfie stick. Great. Look at that groovy seaweed. See, I love seaweed. Look at the kelp and those bubbles that I used to love trying to pop when I was a kid. Morning. Isn't it beautiful? Older couples, the men are always really friendly and say hello, and the women look like they've sucked a lemon, and they've got their little sneakers and their little ankle socks on, and they strut off up towards the dunes like little angry peacocks. Heading off to the doctor's. Good girl. Well, there's 7 people listening. And probably now no people chatting. But it's really just to open up the channel if anyone had any issues that they wanted to discuss. A little bit of beach therapy. I mean, we've managed to put D90 to sleep, I think, so I'm super happy about that. It takes skill to bore somebody so much that they fall asleep. Like, truly, I'm proud of my efforts. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people who are walking to it. Hey, Bazza, you angry prick. You come back for attention. Yes, I want everyone to see how slim I am now, ready for summer. I've got my bikini body and how clean I am. And I'm also going to yell at you because if you haven't got hot chips for me, you suck. Oh, and Shazza. Yep. That little tart playing hard to get. They're like, oh, look, Barry's running over. God, Barry. Barry's got it's like he's 10 years younger. Racing up to Shazza for love. And of course, the little bitch. Up she goes. Bazza, you can fly as well, dude. This is, for those of you who've never watched this channel before, the love affair of Bazza and Shazza. It's endearing, it's moving, it's a lot of things. But yeah, I've got people walking towards me, so I'm just going to be discreet now with the camera. Morning. Very friendly people today. Normally down here everyone's like, morning. I just got stink eye from a dude who's got a jumper and a beanie on, and it's like 23, 24 degrees already at 8 o'clock in the morning. Like, it's warm. Especially when the sun comes out from the clouds, but it's warm. I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt, like bare feet. I'll get down and paddle. It is relaxing, isn't it, Kylie? Are you close to a beach? I mean, everyone in Australia's pretty close to a beach, right? Morning. Starfish. Dead starfish. Hang on. Where is it? There it is. Starfish. Those girls were happy, but those girls run the gym. So, they've probably already been to the gym and done yoga and some sort of workout, and now they're walking on the beach. So they've just got pheromones running through their body. Okay, so my track is here. It's been a good walk. Taking you to Blue Lagoon, Red Ochre Beach, and of course now down on beautiful Park Beach, and up that end, Carlton River and Carlton Beach. It's all one beach. It's called Carlton Park Beach. That end, because of Carlton River being up that way, is known as Carlton. So you've got the Carlton Surf Club. This end is the Park Beach end. Visitors to the state would call it Carlton Park. People who live here call... So, I live at the park end, and friends of mine are at the Carlton End. So dinner parties in summer, it's light here till 10 o'clock at night. You walk down, have your dinner party, have a bit of a swim, walk home along the beach. Like, you know, can you get a better lifestyle? And we were walking on the beach the other night saying, you know, we used to spend $10,000 to go to Fiji for 2 weeks, or the Maldives, or Bali, you know, in search, or Hawaii, like in search of these beautiful beaches and sunsets and views. And Jonna and I are walking along this beach, just looking at the view, and the sun was starting to set, so the water had beautiful reflections on it. And we were like, do we ever need to go away again? Like, I'd go overseas for somebody's wedding or 50th birthday or something like that. But in terms of going overseas to look for a beach to hang out on, there's really no point. This beach is beautiful, and it's different every single day. It can change like within the hour. We've had this sort of weather at the moment where it's like this in the morning, and then when you're getting ready to go to work, the weather shifts and it turns feral, like typical spring, you know, like hot 1 minute and then cold and wet and windy the next. But it is beautiful. Oh, you're about 12 and a half hours from beaches? Holy shit. You're like super outback. 12 and a half hours from beaches. Like, are you in Alice Springs or something? I suppose if you're in Alice Springs, you can go to Catherine Gorge. I hated Darwin. I don't like the word hate. I've started using it this year, which sucks. But Darwin, I found it so hard because we'd go on these sort of sunset cruises and it was so hot and tropical. And you'd be out on these boats in this absolutely beautiful, pristine, crystal blue water. And being a water baby, I just wanted to jump in with my sundress on. Wouldn't bother me at all. I'm quite happy to jump off boats with clothing on if I forgot to bring bathers. But in Darwin, you can't because there's crocodiles, there's sharks, and there's stingers. Oh, you meant half an hour. Right. Thank fuck. I was thinking, God, if you're 12 hours from a beach. And you're Queensland, aren't you? So with 6 people listening, pretty beautiful, like just the waves. I mean, I love coming down. I love having sand between my toes. So many people that hate beaches say it's because of the sand, and I love having sand. It's so good for your feet, like it exfoliates. And if you've got cuts or nicks, like when I fell over the other day at Donna's, and this is before we had any wine, I might add, I stepped on something really spiky and it was in my foot and I had tweezers and I couldn't get it out. And I've just walked on the beach every day and gradually it's come out. And this morning it's pulled it out. Brilliant. Like, it's salt water's so good. And I got really badly attacked by mozzies this morning. I don't normally have a mozzie problem in the morning, but this morning I did. So I put coconut oil on, but if I go for a swim today, it's going to get up to 29, 30. Tassie is, because we're closer to the South Pole, there's no ozone layer. The hole in the ozone layer is over Tassie. So 30 degrees, honestly. I've lived in Adelaide, Melbourne, Sydney, and 30 degrees in Tassie is like 34, 35 in all of those places. It's a different heat. The sun bites like a bitch. And I used to come home for summer holidays and go back to Adelaide when I was living there, and I have this tan, and people were like, oh my God, where did you go for your summer holidays? You've been in Fiji or something? And I'd be like, nah, Tassie. I've got skin that goes brown very quickly, but yeah. We're kind of purple in winter and brown in summer. Yeah, Mem said she was off to the doctor. Bless her. She's hilarious. I've seen her go live and she's forgotten she's live and she's chattering away to people. And I don't know what the clarity of my screen is like, I should have actually cleaned the lens. Is it really blurry? Because I can't, I've got the sun in my face and it looks super blurry to me. Hang on. I don't know if that's clear or not. That looks clear. I'm so sorry. God, if it's been blurry. Yeah, the Mozzie slap dance. I've got bites on my bum. And I went out to put birdseed out and top up their water and let Biscuit have a little bit of a wander out on the deck. And I was just sitting on one of my chairs out on the deck while she's cruising around. I can't wait to get her enclosure because oh my God, she went nuts last night. The possums came up and there was a Joey at the back door, at the sliding door. And the pair of them, like, I just had this full-on thud. A Biscuit had tried to basically jump through double-glazed windows, sliding door. But she was full-on telling that possum to get the fuck off her deck. But when she's got her enclosure, I'll be able to put her breakfast out there in the morning and then shut the flap, like the cat door flap, and she can just sort of sit out there. It's got shelves, it's got a hammock. And she can just chill out in that, and I can get on with doing gardening and putting out washing and all that sort of stuff that I love to do in the morning without worrying about her jumping on the railing and escaping. So that's going to be super cool. And then if I have people over at night for barbecues and stuff, I'll be able to pop her in the enclosure as well. So she'll be out with all of us, but she can't escape. And I can have the house opened up because at the moment, with this weather the way it is, which is divine, I want my house open. I don't want it all closed up without a breeze. So beautiful down here. And this girl and her dog having a gorgeous stroll. Oh, so the lens was a bit, yes, salt spray. That's what we'll say. Oh, it's not, because I took a photo of Biscuit this morning and my phone said, you'll take much better photos if you clean your lens. I'm like, fuck you and your attitude. Well, it makes me laugh. So, does anyone have any, just you and me, Kyle's, the other 7 people aren't speaking. Just have this beautiful shelf. Just to collect shells like this on the beach that have the holes already in them and make bracelets and necklaces and stuff. So before I shut down, so I'm going to go been on for an hour. That was a nice stroll. Yeah, before I shut down, does anyone have any therapy? I'm going to go live from home a bit later this morning, like in a couple of hours, like 10 o'clock-ish, to do a Halloween Boxu unboxing. I've got a Japanese snack box that's arrived and it's Halloween themed. So after I've had a little bit of breakfast, I'm going to do that to try and, get into the Halloween spirit. No one's talking today. I know, Kylie. As you have been, Mem has been, D90 was briefly, Kerry, who popped in, the new girl, she was a bit chatty for a little while. That's cool. What's weird is when there's like 12 or 15 people watching and nobody's speaking. Because although there's lots of things around here that I can chat about, I don't want to just be delivering monologues, which end up being soliloquies. All right, well, looks like everyone's good. I'm going to head up through the dunes, have a bit of breakfast and set things up to do the Japanese snack unboxing. It's I don't really feel like Japanese snacks at 10 o'clock in the morning, but it's Halloween and it's Americans, holiday of ghouls and ghosts and stuff. So I'm going to do that. I will be returning to ACDC with the buck apron. Oh, there's a plane now coming in. Damn it. We can't see it coming in over 7 Mile Beach. That's okay. Next time. But you can see maybe a plane up there. I can't see where I'm pointing. I'm just hoping there's a plane in shot. But if not, there is a plane up there. It's a Qantas plane coming in, it'll fly around the bluff and land on that beach that we could see from when we were on Red Ochre Beach, Blue Lagoon. Oh, this couple who hate my camera. I love you too, ma'am. All the ghouls and ghosties. So yeah, I'll be doing the fuck apron. I've got fuck hoodies to do. On the Smooth Criminal channel, I'm going to do an update on Brenton Estorff, the Australian who was shot and killed by intruders in Texas last week, or just more than a week ago. Unfortunately, as of last night, still no arrests made regarding that murder, but that's a case I've nominated to follow, partly because of the Australian connection, and also other people are covering cases that I was into that I realised I was going down a massive rabbit warren of police corruption, which I'm fascinated about, but probably will wait for a police corruption case in Australia. So I'll be following Brenton Estorff's case, so I'll be doing an update on that. I have got the 911 call that his wife made, which is really distressing, and a bit of information about how he spent his last night before he was shot and killed by intruders. So, yeah, that'll be an update. And, hey, Sue Soul Sister. It's snowing. Happy Halloween. Whereabouts are you? Obviously in the States or Canada. What a cool name. Sue Soul Sister. Now I'm thinking of, hey, Soul Sister. What part of the States are you in? Or Canada or anywhere in the Northern Hemisphere, presumably. If you said Adelaide, South Australia, I'd be like, what the fuck? So yeah, the Smooth Criminal channel, which is a very small channel. It's called Smooth Criminal Podcast. I have a weekly podcast that I look at Indiana. Well, stay warm. Stay warm. Yeah, so Smooth Criminal Podcast is a YouTube channel. My podcast is on Spotify, iTunes, Castbox, YouTube it uploads to as well. There's a Facebook page, there's a Facebook group, there's a Twitter account. So, yeah, if you want to check out Smooth Criminal Podcast. Oh, God, here comes my neighbour Jude. Morning, gorgeous. She doesn't like the camera. Bye, beautiful Carly with a capital B. Yes, so Smooth Criminal Podcast is the name of the channel. Unfortunately, because there's a shitload of Michael Jackson Smooth Criminal songs, it can be a bit tricky to find, but I think you will find the link in the description on my channel that we're on right now, the ACDC channel. There should be a link there. But you can also, if you're into iTunes, you can find it on there. Give it a 5-star rating if you can, because I don't know where it's going, but it'd be fun to get. I've got a 5-star review at the moment because only 3 people have reviewed it. But it's a bit of fun, and I look at, as you guys know, I love true crime. I also do work as a comedian, so I've combined the two things, and it's a true crime podcast about ridiculous crimes that people have committed. So check that out. They're 10-minute episodes. The maximum they'll go is 15 unless I do an interview, because some of the crimes that I'm researching, if I can find the perpetrator or the police department are prepared to talk about it, I will be doing some interviews, because some of them are pretty fucking hilarious. So far, the themes for the 3 episodes, I've had bananas was the first one, crimes involving bananas. The second one was Facebook, people posting photos of their stash after burglaring houses, or there's a guy who put his wanted poster as his profile pic. Not very smart. That's the whole point of Smooth. It's like they're not so smooth. And then, you're loving the cold. See, I love where I live. Waiting for coffee before the doctors. Exactly. Don't get hit back. Don't get struck by a smooth criminal. I'm the same as you, Sue. I love the changes of seasons, and we get 4 seasons in one day where I live sometimes.
But I love it when it starts to get cold and you dig out your boots and your jumpers and your beanies and your coats, all those lovely winter woolies, scarves. Love it. And then in summer, I freak out because I'm like, fuck, I'm rounder and whiter than I was last summer and I've got to wear bathers in public. Yay, this is fun. But I love, like, now that I'm walking around the house in bare feet and wearing sundresses and not wearing a bra and all that kind of stuff, I love too. I didn't have kids, so my boobs are still where they were when I was 20, and they're not big. So when I say I don't wear a bra, please don't picture me tucking them into my undies. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I just don't. Hi, Lennon X. Welcome to the smallest channel on YouTube, or one of the smallest, where we go for beach walks, we unbox things, and we have controversial drama, and that's very tongue-in-cheek and sarcastic. So yeah, I'll be ramping up ACDC again. Fuck hoodies, we've got to do that one next. And I've got an apron, Lennon X, that has, it's called the Fuck Apron, and it's got like fuck, what do we do one week? Fuck cronuts. And then each week I spin the apron and it lands on something. And a couple of weeks ago it landed on fuck hoodies. So we're going to be doing that. I'm ramping up the Shitty Kitty Kitchen again. I'm ramping up everything. And yeah, I've got the Smooth Criminal podcast channel on YouTube as well. But you can find that podcast on most podcasting platforms. It's even got its own website. So Pippa, who I'm going through, if you Google Smooth Criminal Podcast, Pippa, something like that, you'll find our website and the episodes are on there. And yeah, this week's episode is Halloween themed. And the other thing I do is I play Smooth Criminal on a really piss weak little keyboard. And this week I tried to make it sound a bit creepy for Halloween. You're a beach girl too. Awesome. Like and prescribe. Prescribe what? What drugs are we getting, Mem? Oh, Mem, I've got to do some reading about it, but I saw a headline the other day about legalising marijuana in Australia, and there was, like I said, I haven't read it, so don't quote me on this. I could be getting it all wrong. But we're signed up to some sort of convention, like international treaty type thing. And legalising marijuana in Australia could be potentially breaching that. Like, it could be in contravention of it. So I think the discussion's about amending this treaty. But anyway, I could be wrong. It may not be a treaty. Like, it's a pact or like I said, a convention. There's something swimming out there. I can see a little, I mean, it may be a bird, but some sort of sea creature is swimming towards us out there. If it gets closer, I don't think it's a whale. It's moving too quickly. But yeah, so I'll look that up, because I wouldn't mind, like, on Smooth Criminal, even though it's really a platform for my podcast, the channel, the YouTube channel. The beauty is I can go live and I'll do like my crime stuff on that channel. So Brenton Estorff, the Aussie who was shot and killed by intruders in Texas, that's a case I've chosen to follow. And sadly, not much news on that one yet. And I was going to be doing the Tatiana Jenkins and Joshua Brown, and in particular the police corruption angle. And then I just went, I can't get into this. It's an American issue, and there's American channels that are doing a much better job covering it, that already know about the corruption. I mean, you know, Botham Jean's mother spoke about police corruption outside the court. There was a bird out there. Just did a bit of a wing flapping thing. Yeah, we're all moved by the hug in court, which was, you know, has ended up just being, I fully understand now why so many people didn't react positively to that. We really should have been paying attention to Botham Jean's mother talking about police corruption. But yeah, I've decided not to take that on board. So I'll be looking at Brenton Estorff. But anywho, I'm going to tackle the sand dunes. I am hungry and I want my breakfast. And I will be going live in a couple of hours' time. I've got to get up to the house, have some food, and I'm going to just get in the Halloween spirit for all the American subs that I've got, all 12 of you, and do a Halloween unboxing of Japanese Halloween-themed treats. So there'll definitely be some mochi, the little Japanese jellies, jubes. I suspect there'll be mochi that looks like ghosts or Frankenstein or something like that, pumpkins maybe. So that'll be a bit of fun before all the big American channels do their Halloween parties. They want to make Australia the biggest marijuana producer. Right, so I'll have to Google it. I'd love to do a phone thing about that too. Like, I'd like to follow that. I think my crime will be Brenton Estorff, because I really want justice for him and his beautiful wife and 2 children, daughter and son. And also just the Australian connection is interesting. And, I could probably get interviews with his family or something down the track. So that's the case I'm going to follow. But the legalising marijuana, I'm pretty proactive on that issue down here, in terms of educating myself and chatting to people and meeting up with people that are for it and speaking to my brother about it and all the political aspects of it and so on. So I'll have a look at that, because I think that'll be a really good topic, especially because so many states in America have got legalised marijuana and CBD oil and so on. Well, some swimming, some whales. Yeah, it's getting too warm now for whales. They were in winter. If you want to go for a bit of a scroll around on my channel, Sue, there is a video of some whales. I was having a cup of tea on my deck at my house and spotted whales and came down and we went for a walk sort of parallel to the whales. So check that out. We do grow poppies. We are the biggest opium growers or opiate producers in the Southern Hemisphere. Did you know that Tassie is also the biggest wasabi producer in the Southern Hemisphere? And yeah, you've got the perfect climate for marijuana. But I might add, we're growing avocados in Tassie now. Climate change. There are plants that are now growing down here that there's no way in hell you could have grown them when I was growing up here. So I don't know, there's plenty of pot growing down here illegally. It's not bad quality either. Yeah, for opiates, correct, ma'am. And you'll be growing pot. Perfect. But anywho, lovely people, I'm going to switch off and head up to my house and have some coconut yogurt with some granola, and my beautiful niece Jemima brought down a punnet of raspberries last night, and we were so full from the dinner I made, we didn't have them, so I'm going to put a heap of raspberries and stuff on top. And I'll be back live a little bit later. Yeah, bananas are growing here too. But on that note, love you guys. Talk soon. Bye.